Hi, my name's George and I'm just going to talk for just a few minutes about inclusion. At the core of inclusion is one very simple presupposition, and that is that we all feel. And how we feel affects how we perform. And it's not just about how we feel, it's also about how we want to feel. A part of how we feel is about being ourselves. At a very basic level, not being able to be ourselves is not just something undesirable, it has a cost associated with it. When we can't be ourselves, we feel excluded. The cost of exclusion to individuals, teams, groups, organisations and society is huge. This cost of exclusion is compounded and combined with a mix of prejudice, discrimination and a whole series of micro inequities and micro inequalities that unfortunately we experience day in, day out. For some people it's every hour of every day. And this is what inclusion is about. Inclusion is about improving that situation, increasing our ability to control and understand these prejudices, these discriminations, and also understand the power of these micro inequities, these micro inequalities that may, just for a second or two, seem to be invisible to us, but their effects are very much felt in how we feel. So what are the costs? The results we know can lead to our general overall dissatisfaction, can lead to a lack of motivation, lowered performances, ill health, lack of focus, concentration, stress, amongst many other things. However, this is not a situation that has to be sustained. The focus of inclusion and inclusive practices not only combats these costs of exclusion, but greater inclusion brings with it many benefits. This is the inclusion dividend. The question then is, well, how do we realise this inclusion dividend? The good news is that inclusion pulls on a variety of powerful ideas and frameworks. And these span many domains, from psychology, from social neuroscience, from the neuroscience of leadership, complexity theory, leadership theory, and a whole range of other disciplines that we can pull on. Each one of these is very good at providing different angles and different insights into how we can realise the potential of inclusion and realise the inclusion dividend. Inclusion then is about mining this rich source of ideas, frameworks, models. But it's about making them practical. How do we turn them into inclusive practices? We have to build on the past. We have to understand the gains that we've made through understanding diversity, equality. Inclusion is the next step. In summary, inclusion is really important for all of us. It's important for us as individuals, it's important for teams, it's important for organisations, and ultimately it's important for society. Realising the benefits that inclusion can bring is phenomenal. We can no longer ignore the costs of exclusion. We have to be harnessing and harvesting the benefits of inclusion. Inclusion then is not a tick box exercise. It's not an ultimate destination. Our aim has to be for greater inclusion. It's a process. It's understanding all about how we feel and how we want to feel. Inclusion and inclusive practices is a really powerful force. The ideas within it we cannot afford to let go. Inclusion is something that we must engage with now.